Did you hear that? Recording in progress.
We heard it.
Yeah.
I think we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Barney Miller Facebook Tech and Design Live. Tonight, we are discussing how to take your family room or your living room outdoors with the latest and greatest in technology. Please feel free to like and share this event. And if you would like to comment or leave questions for us in the comment section or private message it to us, we will be sure and try to get to it during the event. If we don't, we certainly will after. And now I would like our panel to introduce themselves. Barney, why don't you kick things off for us?
All right. Well, I just want to welcome everybody. We appreciate it. We've had a really fun series of Facebook Live events and continue on here. We've got some great manufacturers represented here tonight that we're very proud to partner with. So that's a big part of what Barney Miller's does is partner with the best brands out there. So I'm Barney Miller. I'm the third generation of Barney Miller's Incorporated in downtown Lexington. In this June will be our 100th year in business, which is pretty amazing. So I'm named after my grandfather. I'm not quite 100 years old myself. So really proud of that. And we've evolved, with these great brands, and we can bring some amazing things to your outdoor environment at your home.
Awesome. Kevin, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Kevin Reardon. I am the regional sales manager for Snap One. And one of the brands that we represent and sell to Barney is Sunbrite outdoor televisions. So
awesome. Mike?
Mike Barber, Director of National Accounts for Paradigm and Anthem. Happy to be part of this Facebook Live event and also happy to be a part of some of the 100 years of Barney Miller's being in business.
Cool. Adam?
Hi, I'm Adam Grunewald. I'm the Director of Sales for Screen Innovations. So thank you guys for joining and have been tuning in for this great event that Barney's putting on with us.
Awesome. So now I'm going to share my screen, our screen, so that we can get a look at some of the things that we're going to be discussing. Barney, would you like to give us a little run through what we're looking at here?
Yeah, sure. So outdoor entertaintment's just been an increasingly growing business for us over the last decade. So in the top left picture there's a Sunbrite TV. So we'll get into deeper discussions on these things as we go forward. But I can speak from experience on all these pictures, and that we've got my family and I enjoy all these technologies out on our deck here, and they've really brought a lot of joy to us to enjoy the outdoor entertainment. So the Sunbrite TV, all-weather TV, we call them in the top left. And then the top right is is a Paradigm landscape system. So it looks like kind of the shape of a landscape light, but that mushroom-shaped thing's a subwoofer. And so when you couple those types of technologies together, you get an incredible sound. And then the bottom two pictures are Screen Innovation Shades, and that's just made a world of difference in our deck and our clients' decks, or patios to keep the sun off, the glare off the TV. It's just a much more comfortable environment with those. So just really excited to be able to talk about this tonight.
Yeah, I mean, what I love about these environments that we're looking at, over on the bottom left, it looks like a living room, right? It looks like your family room. There's couches and there's the TV on the wall. And, here's the shade coming down. And then over here on the right, we see a kitchen in the back there with a dining table. So, and even the one up on the left corner, there's a fireplace. And you can have dinner outside. With the weather getting warmer, people want to be outside more. And, I think the sooner we can get this all up and running is the sooner people can start to enjoy the weather as soon as it starts, the good weather, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes. So, I'm going to just stop sharing this for a minute here. Good. So we got to look at that. Why don't we start off talking a little bit about, let's start with TVs first, because that's been huge, right? Nobody wants to be in a family room without a TV, right? So if we're going to talk about creating these environments outdoors, TV is a big deal. So Kevin, talk to us a little bit about Sunbrite and, how it differs from a regular TV.
Well, Sunbrite is is the longest running outdoor television. We make several different models of it. The TVs themselves are designed to be able to be mounted outdoors. They're moisture proof, they're waterproof, they're UL rated. So when you mount them outdoors, it's not like taking a normal television and hanging it outdoor. They're designed to, in most cases, they're much brighter than an indoor TV, anywhere in some cases up to 4 times as bright as a standard indoor TV. They have anti-glare to them. And actually the newer ones are all smart TVs as well. So
Oh, wow.
You're basically just taking your smart TV and hanging it out on the patio, except it's waterproof. And it's great. It's a great concept.
Great.
They make them in several different versions, and they make them in 3 different levels, depending on what the price level is that you're looking for and the type of application that you're using it for. So,
wow. So next, after when we think of TVs, right? TVs connected to audio. So Mike, talk to us about what audio could be like outdoors.
Well, I mean, audio can be just as immersive outdoors as it is indoors. And when you look at the patio systems or pictures that we saw, combining that with the television set, people really are wanting to transition or transform their outdoors to be like the indoors. They can sit outside on the patio, kids can be out playing, they can watch football games, they can watch movies, they can do it in surround sound if they'd like, or they can play speakers around their swimming pool, around their patio area to have whatever kind of audio they'd like to have playing during their outdoor entertaining, which again is becoming a much larger part of a lot of people's home projects, and some of the major renovations we're seeing are adding a larger lifestyle area outdoors that can have speakers mounted on the walls. We've got rock speakers if you want to try to hide them to look like rocks and have a very stealth looking experience. So the outdoor audio really is limitless. It just depends on budget and vision, so to say.
Great. So we have TV, we have audio, and last but not least, Adam, you represent Screen Innovations for outdoor screens. And what's amazing now, we no longer have to do this, wind the screen down when we're outdoors, right? I mean, we can just say down, or we can just click something, right? Talk to us about the outdoor screens.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all part of that seamless integration that everyone's looking for. Everyone loves being outdoors, enjoying the beautiful weather in the good months with your family and your friends. Excuse me. But a lot of time those spaces tend to go into hibernation when the seasons change. So something that you can utilize the outdoor shades to is to keep the warm air in the cooler months, or the cooler area in the summer months, to escape the heat and the different seasons as they change. Or when the weather's beautiful, a lot of times we just want to remove the uninvited guests, the mosquitoes, the bugs, etc. So improving your overall enjoyment in the nicer months, as well as being able to extend your living space throughout the year, is a huge benefit that our clients really enjoy based on the shading options.
Right. So, I'm going to go back to Kevin. Kevin, you alluded to there are 2 different types of TVs. And, I know there's one, it goes according to if it's in the shade or if it's,
that's correct.
Completely out of the shade. Can you talk to us about the 2 different or 3 different?
Sure, there's actually 3 different ones, actually, okay. Allison. There's what we call a full shade TV. Okay, right. It's designed to be mounted in an area that isn't getting direct sunlight. It's still fully weatherproof, fully waterproof, can withstand the outdoor elements, but it's not quite as bright as the other models. From there, you step up to what we call a signature series television. That when you move up to the signature series, it's what we consider a partial sun. Okay, so it can be in the sun to some degree, but not out in the middle of not out right next to the pool in the middle of the sun. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, but it is still significantly brighter than the full shade television. And then on top of that, then we have what we call the Pro Series televisions that are full commercial, extremely bright monitors for sticking out right in the middle of the sun. Those are monitors you would see typically used at like Disney World, for instance. I think they've got a ton of them down at Disney World. But they're super bright televisions designed to be mounted literally right out in the open. And you can see them quite well, even with the sun in the middle of the day. So,
yeah. And I just want to clear something up. When, even though the one that sits in the full, sunshine, full, out
Yes.
there, and we're saying that that's the brightest one, even the one that's it's called the veranda series, right? The one in the shade, right?
Yes.
It's still considered bright. It still stands up
Absolutely.
to the brightness of an indoor TV, right? You could still
It's probably twice as bright as the normal indoor television. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And you have something called True Vision anti-glare screen technology. Is that?
Yes, what that allows it to do is it allows the screen, it allows people sitting off access to be able to not get the glare of the sun. So it makes a tremendous difference in cutting that back. About 80% of the glare is cut off the television when you use it.
Yeah, I have in my notes here, the Sunbrite TV
Fantastic.
offers 50% to 3 times higher the brightness,
Right.
and reduce glare and such, compared to a regular indoor TV.
That's correct.
Yeah, because I know there's some thought process. Some people are like, well, I can buy, a TV and put it out there, and yeah, if it goes bad, I can just throw it out and buy another one or whatever. But your TVs are really special because it's specifically made for specific uses. And, I think people really appreciate, this shade, full shade, partial shade concept.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, just from an insurance liability standpoint, it's really not a good idea to take an indoor TV and mount it outdoors during the summer season. I would definitely recommend looking at something that is designed specifically for that type of application.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, and certainly not in the winter.
certainly not in the winter. Unless you're in Florida like you, Allison, then you can use it all year long.
Yeah, but we have our own issues in the winter too. I mean, sometimes it does get super cold down here.
Sure.
Sorry. So, let's get back to Mike. Mike, talk to us a little bit about what makes Paradigm special. I mean, I have things here like RED technology. I know you are big on well-balanced audio. That's something, Paradigm is known for. Are these technologies being found in the outdoor series as well?
Absolutely. One advantage I think that Paradigm has in this industry is we are a vertically integrated manufacturer, and we manufacture, roughly 80% of our products and build roughly 80% of our products in North America. And the research and technology that we've got allows us to take a lot of that technology and take it from our traditional history, which is residential interior box speakers. We're actually celebrating our 40th anniversary this year, so not quite to Barney's level, but we're getting there. But we've taken that 40 years of research and design and technology and are finding it in a lot of the products that we manufacture. RED technology, which is short for reduced edge diffraction, which basically means it helps eliminate distortion by having where the tweeter is in the center of what we call the mid-range driver, which creates a lot of standing waves, which creates a lot of distortion. So everything that we look to from a technology standpoint is to reduce distortion, which gives us clear, more detail. We can play our speakers at lower volumes and still hear the full resolution that we're trying to hear. And that's important whether you're indoors or outdoors. You know, the last thing you want to do is to have to really turn the volume up to hear anything. And we're able to do that at any volume level with our interior and with our Garden Oasis speakers on the outside. So we want to take that history of indoor performance and we've moved it outside very well, we think.
Great. Barney, you have a comment?
Yeah, I just want to say that, you know, indoors and outdoors, what we want to do is put enough speakers in enough areas where you can entertain and converse, yet hear great quality sound. So we want to do that indoors and outdoors. And, you know, the landscape speakers or in ceiling all weather speakers in your deck, that type of thing. You know, in the old days, we'd put a couple, you know, surface mount speakers up on, you know, on an area. And if you to hear it out in your yard, you couldn't even converse on your deck, for instance. So, you know, really to have enough speakers to spread out the sound is really crucial. And I think a lot of our customers are really understanding how beneficial that is, both indoors and outdoors. You wouldn't want to have all the lights in your kitchen, for instance, in one place. You want to have them spread out. So it's kind of like the light thing. Sound and lights very similar in that you want it spread out properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know Paradigm, I know the Garden Oasis, you offer a package, the 8.1 package. Do you want to explain that to us? Because it sort of supports what Barney's saying.
Yeah, we've the two systems that we have one that's called a Garden Oasis, which is what we call a 70 volt. It can also be 8 ohm, but if you're wanting to do longer runs of speakers, more speakers, you know, the Oasis system allows us to do a bit of a higher performing sound, do bigger subwoofers, and be able to do much more. We can go up to 30 to 40 satellite speakers, multiple subwoofers in a 70 volt system. So if you do have a very large outdoor area, again, outdoors, as Barney was saying, you're trying to fill infinity, right? So you've got to have enough sound to be able to evenly disperse that. And in an Oasis system, obviously being higher performance, more flexible, the costs do go up with that system. We introduced the Garden Essentials 8.1 system about a year ago. That's an 8 speaker and with a single 8-inch subwoofer. And that's in a packaged price point in the $2,500 price range. The advantage of that system is the price point is a little more in reach for a lot of consumers, but also in the industry, most of our competitors are either a 4 satellite package or a 6 satellite package, where we are offering 8 speakers in our system that can be driven off of any amplifier. If some customers have a surround receiver that has a second zone output, they can drive this Essentials system off of any second zone from a receiver. Or if they have a Sonos system where they have a Sonos Connect amp, that can also be utilized to drive this system. So it offers an incredible amount of flexibility, but it also offers a large number of speakers in that package to really cover a swimming pool, a patio area very, very well.
Yeah, and you know, since we're still on the topic of speakers, you know, and you mentioned the subwoofer, can you talk a little bit about the importance of the subwoofer, and also talk about how you manage to keep? And I know the design of this, Barney, is partial you're doing when you design the speaker system and where you place them and so on, keeping the sound in the yard, right? Well-balanced audio in the yard as opposed to everything going out into the neighborhood. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, that's the number one part of the sound that people always comment on. Why isn't there enough bass, or where's the subwoofer? You know, it's like home theater. You can't have a home theater system without a subwoofer, right? The subwoofer adds such a huge dimension to the music that we're listening to. And you know, having, you know, if you're wanting to take that indoor experience and place it outdoors, everything's got to go with it, right? The subwoofer and the speakers. The subwoofer completes the system and really makes it a much more integrated sound and a much more pleasing sound. how you place subwoofers. A lot of it really depends on, how many speakers you're going to have in the system, how the landscape or the area that it's being placed in, how it can, accept or position these things properly. I typically, my rule of thumb has always been every 4 satellite speakers that you do, you'd like to have a subwoofer for every 4 satellites. And we do have some customers, honestly, that like to have 2 subwoofers per 4 pair of speakers. So some people do go above and beyond. It all depends on what you're wanting it to be like and what you want that experience to be like. And it's up to Barney and his team, put together the right package and the right experience for you. And they'll do that perfectly.
Yes. When it comes to the designing and placing those speakers, that's where Barney Miller comes in, right?
That's what you're paying them for, right?
Look, you can have the greatest product in the world, but we all know if it's installed poorly and it's placed in the wrong place, whatever, it's going to be an absolute waste of time and waste of good money, right?
Yeah.
So, we have to acknowledge the installation portion of all of this. And Adam, now we want to learn more about the Screen Innovations screens, outdoor screens. Can you tell us about, I know there's 2 types, right? 2 major types of shades.
Sure. I mean, for the outdoor shades, it's 2 major types of either style. There's 3, or the retention really is what we're focusing on as the differentiation. So from an aesthetic standpoint, we really want to make sure we're not taking over the space and just accenting it to be as minimalistic as possible. So we do have a box design, an open roll, or you can just have pocket installation to where you don't see anything. It's just fully integrated into the architecture and the construction of the system. So nothing is visible until you start your scene or push the button to get the magic going. From a retention standpoint, we do have the side channels or cable stays as well, which those side channels can also be integrated and recessed into stone columns or woodworking and masonry, things along those lines, just to, again, accentuate the aesthetics of the system, to not intrude on the space, but to provide that functionality that you're wanting to have and enjoying the beauty that you have in your patio system.
Yes, awesome. So talk to us a little bit about the elements that you have to think about when you're choosing a screen, as far as color and materials and the impact that has on the effect you're really looking for.
Sure,
Because
absolutely.
Some people might think, oh, I'm going to choose a black screen because it matches my decor. It's a little bit more technical than that. So share with us.
Sure, absolutely. And that's again where you pair up with Barney and his team. They do a fantastic job of really understanding what your needs and your goals are for the space and how you're going to live in the environment and make the proper recommendations. But just think of it from a natural color standpoint. If you wear a black shirt on a really hot sunny day, the darker colors are going to absorb that heat, whereas you wear a lighter color, it's going to help reflect that, because a white is a reflection of all colors. So it's same is true in the textile industry. So if you're worried about the heat control, maybe we want a lighter fabric on there, and it doesn't have to be white. You can use any shade color. There's a plethora of options to choose from to really blend into the decor and accent your space while still maintaining the physical properties that you want for functionality. There's different opacity levels as well. So openness factor, how much space between your threading there is. You can go from 1% all the way up to 45%. And those numbers are referencing the UV blockage or transmission. So how much UV light is actually passing through the material. So obviously a 1% is a much tighter weave. So it's going to do a better job of insulating or keeping out the unwanted elements, as well as improve your privacy. So visual light is just as important. So if you're doing this primarily for privacy, those lighter fabrics are going to do a better job of blocking your view. But on a counter side, maybe you've got a beautiful lakefront property, or you want to enjoy your view and you want to be able to maximize the enjoyment on that investment that you made in your property, in your home. So a darker fabric is going to absorb the light, let you see through it better, maintain that visual aspect. And it absorbs the heat. So in the cooler months, it'll help radiate it into the space. So again, there are some benefits either way. And that's really where you want to partner with the professionals at Barney Millers to find the right solution for your home.
Barney?
Yeah, and we've got all the complete fabric samples that people can come in and look at to help make a decision. So I mean, there's a lot of different choices there, and we can show them all the different colors, the different openness factors, and that type of thing. So it really, hands-on is really good to visit our showroom to kind of get an idea of what you want.
Yeah. I think it's really cool that, all the manufacturers, especially the ones with visual, like the shades and the TV, glare is utmost in your mind. So things are just not weatherproof, but it's all about the senses, right? It's making sure, these products are of the utmost quality. So they create the same experiences that you have in your home, outside of your home, outdoors, so that we can enhance this whole outdoor living that we're all so crazy about right now.
Yeah.
I love that. The other thing about the screens, I know you have a safety feature. It's called a screen bounce back. Can you talk to us a little bit? Because people, that have animals or children might be
Sure
about that.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have the channel system set up, there's a safety feature built into the motor. Basically, it detects if there's something in the way of the screen. So if the screen is coming down and it touches something, it's going to go back up. It'll try again to see if, maybe it was just something moving through and now it's clear. But after a few tries, it'll just go ahead and deploy up. So it's really nice because most of the time we'll see this where you're getting up from the patio furniture and you don't think about it. You scoot your chair back, but then an hour later, your automated scene is going to drop and your chair's in the way. Or, my dog loves to sleep on the patio. So sometimes he falls asleep right underneath where the shade's coming. So it'll drop down, it'll hit the resistance very gently, go back up. My dog will wake up and be able to move out of the way and let the cycle complete on there. So it's very nice safety features. You don't have to worry about kids running through or anyone getting hurt or anything getting broken that was just left in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm. And how do you control these shades? Can you pre-program them? Mm-hmm. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it is fully integratable into your full smart home system. So however you want to interact, you can. A lot of people choose voice control, with Google Home, Alexa, whatever platform your preference. You can just use handheld remotes, or there's wall operation for keypads and buttons. Really, you can also set it up into your full automation system that Barney's going to get set up for you. That way you don't have to think about it. That's the beauty of a smart home. So when you hit the button on the remote to turn on your Sunbrite TV and fire up the amps to power your Paradigm music, those shades will realize, hey, it's the afternoon, let's enjoy this properly, and go ahead and lower to improve your experience without having to think about it and be a conscious decision. That's really where a smart home is accentuating your lifestyle, to where it just improves your overall experience without having to think about it. So however works best for you to control it, it's very simple to do. And the experts with Barney Millers will make sure that you have everything set up the way it needs to be.
Barney, talk to us a little bit about how, smart home automation systems can work outdoors. Because a lot of people don't think it can. So talk to us about that. I'm glad you brought it up, Adam, because we were going to segue into that anyway.
Yeah, good segue.
Yes.
So outdoors is the same as indoors in our world, and I can control, just give you, a personal, experience. We have a keypad right next to our door going out to our deck. And so there's multiple, it's a 5-button keypad. So I've got a button that says TV. I've got a button that says music. And I've got a button that says entertain, and I've got a button that says, patio off. And so those are very simple to do. So the TV button, for instance, if you push that, it turns on the TV, it lowers the shades, it turns on the fan, and trying to think what else it does. So it does all that. The music thing turns on the TV, but we have music playing instead of the TV picture, but not TV sound. So we can coordinate that however you want to. You can control that from your phone, an iPad, that type of thing, or a keypad or a touch screen. So there's multiple ways of doing that. It really makes things simple to use, and that's a key for our customers is simplicity. We don't want things to be rocket science to operate, but we use ours all the time. And even though we're in Kentucky, I would say I turn on my outdoor TV every month of the year, no doubt about it. So I'll be cooking, we grill out even in the wintertime, so it's nice to be able to, watch a sporting event while I'm, cooking outside. And the shades do it help insulate the weather a little bit. And the TV, I mean, our Sunbrite TV is in a corner of our deck that really gets a lot of weather. And I mean, it's no problem at all. We've had it for, a few years, and it does great. So really, integrating everything together is kind of one of the magic things that Barney Miller's does, and makes things simple to work. And, we want it to be simple.
Yes. And, when we talk about smart home automation, a lot of times we talk about pre-wiring and hardwiring, are all of those things still applying to the outdoors? What are we hardwire? I mean, are we hardwiring speakers and shades and TVs and so on the same way, Barney?
Yeah, I think wiring is necessary in most instances. I mean, we can stream music and some things like that, but speakers need wires. TVs, for the most part, need wires. They obviously need power. And as far as I know, the outdoor shades are not battery powered at all, where we have some battery powered screen innovations things on the inside, but the outdoor shades need to be powered up. But there's easy ways of running power to them, and you can kind of daisy chain that along the way. So ours were retrofitted into our deck. So it was really pretty simple to do, but it's something that you would want one of our design specialists to come out and kind of look at ahead of time. Or if we're looking at new construction, then, we're very well versed on it.
Yeah. And I mean, I always hear everyone saying, when you're talking, especially when you're talking, I guess, about speakers, when you're doing your landscaping, bring you guys in because, you want to have these, if a speaker needs to be somewhere, because it's going to be beneficial, right? You want to, and they may want it concealed by shrubs or whatever, plants, you want to make sure that that's coordinated, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we work with landscape architects sometimes. Sometimes we do it ourselves, depending on the situation, but you do need to run wires in the ground, and we want them to be protected. We use outdoor weatherproof type wire, and those types of things we want to protect as best we can. But occasionally something will happen to one of the wires, and I think that this week actually we came out and fixed somebody's speaker wire, and it's pretty simple fix if, the gardener or somebody gets into it, that type of thing. But for the most part, they work quite well and very, very service friendly.
Yeah. What about the network and Wi-Fi, making sure the Wi-Fi is.
Yeah, outdoor network and indoor network is crucial. Really, it's the backbone of just about everything we do as a network. So, if you're wanting to control your system on your phone, for instance, then, that goes to your network before it goes to the equipment that it's talking to. So that's very important. So we want to have outdoor networking capability as well as indoor, and, be able to sit outdoors and, go on to Spotify or Napster or something like that, or Tidal, and, dial up Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. You can play any song imaginable with these streaming services nowadays. So it's incredible. We'll sit outside and, play DJ quite often. And it's been really fun.
Yes. I know we're talking a lot about homes right now, but all of this applies to outdoor restaurants. People, are dying to be seated outdoors these days. Everybody wants to be outdoors. So, this could apply to, I'm sure you do some commercial work, right, Barney?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. It's really the exact same thing. We want to make sure there's an even dispersion of sound, easy to control and accomplish what the client wants. So it's the same exact thing for commercial it is for residential.
Yeah, I have an integrator down here, a client, and he just installed like, I think 8 Sunbrights
Oh, cool.
outdoors. I was like,
Nice.
that was a good day for Sunbright.
Yeah.
Very common to see that too. It is.
Yes, yes. Yeah, he's in Florida. So yeah, so it just reminded me of like, hey, we could do this for commercial as well. Okay, so Barney, I know you have a pretty extensive showroom on Main Street. Can you tell us a little bit about what we can see for outdoors in your showroom?
Yeah, sure. So we're on Main Street in Lexington, Kentucky. We've got free parking at our parking lot right at our back door on Water Street. It's very easy to get to. We've got a very expansive showroom. It's about 6,500 square feet. In the front of our store, we've actually got an area for outdoor entertainment. So there's a pergola with surface mount speakers. We've got the Paradigm surface mount. We've got the rock speakers. We've got the landscape speakers all set up. So you can kind of hear the good, better, best type situation there. We've got a screen from Screen Innovations that we can show you. And then we've got all the fabric samples there that you can choose between. We've got Sunbrite TV, and that's very cool. And that's just been a great brand over the years, and very reliable also. So all those brands are just fantastic, and you can actually experience them before you buy. We feel like that's why we put so much effort into our showroom, is to let people take a technology tour both for indoor of their house and outside of their house.
Wish I lived in Kentucky. I'd be over every day.
There you go.
With my laptop, so I could like relax and enjoy all your technology.
Exactly.
So, I mean, this is good stuff, right? I mean, so people can like really live outdoors now, right? With all comforts of everything indoors.
It really is. And it's, you think about it just in maybe the spring or summer months, but literally in some fashion, we're out on our deck just about some days in every month of the year, and so, if I'm grilling out, having music or TV or both, it's really adds to your, life. We'd say we like make your life easier, better, and more fun. That's what we're all about. And being able to service those systems, we've got 24/7 tech support capability. People have these whole house technology systems, and we've got remote rebooting. We've got all kinds of cool ways of servicing our customers nowadays, and we've really made a great impact with people, I think, in that fashion.
Yeah, I mean, it's when I see people, and even here in Florida, where it's warm all year round, people are building fireplaces outdoors. So
Exactly.
the same thing's going on up north where you are. It's people are just, want to spend as much time outdoors as possible, even if they have to throw on a jacket in, early fall or something like that. So it's very exciting. And I mean, I guess it used to be a grill, right? And now we're seeing full kitchens outdoors.
Yes.
So people can.
I don't have a full kitchen, but a lot of our clients do. And it's amazing, some of the projects that we're incorporating with.
Yep. And I mean, when you think about summer and you have the kids at home and, if they're in the pool or running around and, you don't want them going back and forth, in the house, out the house, it's good to have everything going on. So if you have a full kitchen, you have a full living room, you have your TV. Why do you need to go inside?
Exactly.
We're gonna have to think of creating bedrooms now outside so people can sleep under the stars, right? I mean, maybe that's next.
Exactly.
So this is fun. This is really, really cool stuff. We have one question here that came through on Messenger, a private message. It says, can you integrate audio with lighting? Audio with lighting.
Absolutely. So we have I have lighting control out back. So we do lighting control all the time. So for instance, you could have a scene that's like nighttime entertain, that type of thing. And so it would turn on your outdoor lights, whether they're landscape lights or deck lights or that type of thing, to preset levels and music to your favorite channel, just by pushing a scene button, or, or speaking to an Alexa type product, that type of thing. So yeah, you can definitely integrate all that together, and lighting we haven't talked about it because that wasn't necessarily one of our topics.
I have a feeling this person was talking about those pulsing lights. Like, I know you can, there's tunable lights as well that you can hook up to, outside. I think maybe they're thinking if they had some tunable lights like around the pool area and the landscaping, if they can hook that up to audio. And I'm sure you can do that.
I'm sure you can. I don't know that we've done a lot of that. Most of ours is lighting control, to preset levels and that type of thing, and lighting fixtures, so that type of thing.
Yes. Awesome. So does anyone have anything to add? I mean, I think we covered a lot. Kevin?
I mean, the only thing that I would say is, especially in a new construction, if you're hesitant, or if you're, as we know, sometimes housing projects and budgets can get out of hand, it's always good to pre-wire for a system. You can always get something out there that you can easily add or easily expand as the projects go, and as you live in the home as well, versus trying to do it after the fact can pose some challenges. Again, I think it's the outdoor lifestyle that we're talking about is a growing part of what we do, and I think a lot of people are just now starting to realize that. So taking advantage of it in the early stages of a new construction is critical, and very, will save you probably some money in the long run. And just have fun, and fun is outside, fun is inside. So let's do it everywhere we can.
Great. Adam?
And I think just, you can't start soon enough. So if you've got a thought that you might want to do something, come in and talk to one of our experts about that. It's really important to get started early, especially with kind of some back order stuff happening nowadays. Things take just a little bit longer than you might imagine, but we create great documentation in our systems, and we can, like Mike said, we can help you with the pre-wiring part of it, so you're fixed up for what you might want to add in the future. Another thing we've got is a budget tool. So on our website at barneymillers.com, you can go in there, and whatever technology discipline you may want, you can plug in the relevant information to your home, and it really kind of gets you a way of, here's one end of the spectrum, another, like a low and a high, medium, and somewhere in between is a realistic number for you. And it takes 10 minutes to do your whole house for technology. So it's really a great tool that we've got on our website. It's our budget estimator.
Yeah. And if someone wanted someone to help them walk through that, I'm sure you can get on the phone, or they can come into the showroom. And
yes, we've got a conference table with the TV set up right by the conference table. We sit down with clients right there and go through it. And, once they've had a technology tour, whether it be for outside or inside, their home, then we can determine what's of interest to them and just focus on those certain disciplines and go right through it with them. Takes 10 minutes.
And what I want to say that you probably wouldn't say, Barney, is that this is free. When Barney first sits down with you, or his people first sits down with you, it's free. And I know, a lot of people building homes, they hire consultants and they pay consultants and decorators, and Barney Miller works with all of those people, but you can get an absolutely free consultation, and the knowledge that you can gain can impact your budget in such a huge way, right? I mean, and I know, I can give an example. I mean, something as simple as like, okay, you were thinking you're going to put the TV on this wall, right? But you know what? That wall is closer to the sunlight, and if you put the TV on the other wall, you can get away with buying probably the lesser price Sunbrite TV, which is the Veranda series, right? So
That's right.
so like, I mean, it's a huge impact, right? On the overall experience and the dollars. Let's
So
face it.
we say that, experience matters is kind of one of our taglines. And we want the customer to have a great experience in our showroom. But like Douglas Hawker, he's been with me since 1985. Tim Pierce, I think he's been with me since 1998. So those are guys that you could come in and talk to that are extremely experienced, that have done hundreds of these types of jobs, that, know what's going on. They know how to talk to customers. They're very low pressure sales. We want to, let people experience things in our showroom and understand that, because just getting on the internet and looking around at pictures and things like that, it doesn't give you the same impact that, being able to experience something in real life is.
Definitely. Great. Well, I thank you all for joining us. I mean, it's been an amazing event. We gained a lot of knowledge, and these are always so fun and enlightening. Barney, do you have any closing comments?
I do. I just want to thank everybody for watching. We've really had a lot of fun with these Facebook Live events. We're going to continue it on throughout the rest of the year for sure. And I want to thank Kevin, Mike, and Adam, and of course you, Allison, for joining us tonight. You guys did a great job, and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you all. Good night. Have a good evening. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
you.